And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bonduel, Wisconsin for today's Zaleski Sports Show. Jason Zaleski, Dan Ross. We're in the euchre seats here in the Bonduel High School Gymnasium. I don't know, Dan, about you, but it's the first time I've ever done a live show from Bonduel High School.
Me too. Some people might know it as Bonduel, right?
One person knows it as that.
Yeah.
She knows who she is.
Yeah, we heard that on the bracket show Sunday morning.
Bonduel. Like, if you separate it out, the Bond and the Duel, it's like the Ma and the Nua. You know, when they're separate, they're good.
Yeah.
You know.
Ma Newer.
Ma Newer. Ma, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Nua, that's a good thing. Ma Nua. Bonduel. Bonduel Bears are ranked number 1 in Division 4 boys basketball. And the Roncalli Jets, we had a chance to talk to some of the Jets down here before the JV game started. Number 2 team in Division 4. We got a saucy one here tonight.
It's going to be really good. Bonduel undefeated. They have not lost since the sectional final last year against the Marathon Red Raiders. They are primed. They are pumped. They are the team to beat in the sectional.
Let's talk about Bonduel then just a little bit, and we'll keep somewhat of a regular show format here. We got the popcorn announcement. The champion is crowned in just a little bit here on this show here today.
Tens of people excited about
this. The champion is going to be known, and then you and I have to go to an award ceremony. We've got to go to a ceremony later to officialize it, but we'll announce it today.
All right.
Yeah, so a lot coming up. We'll talk about rankings, brackets, all the regular stuff.
Do we have like a gold popcorn trophy?
We will.
I like it.
Yeah. Duke Kopp is the coach of the Bonduel Bears. And as you said, Dan has them out to a 20-0, a perfect start on the season. They're 12-0 out of the Central Wisconsin East. And as I look at scoring leaders at wisports.net, Quinn Westenberg, 16 points a game. Ray Savinley, 16 points a game. Ryan Westrich, 15 points a game. I called their sectional final, their sectional championship baseball last year. In Gillett. I don't know which way we're facing, but north of here in Gillett last year. So I know some of these guys from that baseball team. They were at the state for baseball, played in a level 4 football game. And these guys have a champion's mentality, do the Bonduel Bears.
Yeah, the Marathon basketball team last year was one for the ages, a really, really good team. And this Bonduel team, who brings a lot of kids back from last year, gave Marathon all they could handle at DC Everest in that sectional final. So it's definitely something where everything's on the table for Bonduel this year. Sectionals, Madison, it's all in their grasp.
Yeah, and they've been kind of planning for it. I remember talking to a baseball coach last year, and he was going through each guy and how every year, these are all seniors now we're talking about, but every year they just got better and better as that group. And we hear these stories every year.
Yeah.
And apparently this is the story being told in Bonduel here in 2025. On the Roncalli side, Josh Erickson is the head coach. They come in with just one loss on the season, Dan, 19-1. They lost to an MPS Division I team earlier in the year, back in December. So they've been rolling since then. They are out of the East. I just had this up here, Eastern Wisconsin, and where they are 12-0 in conference. Conference champs are the Jets, and number 2 ranked team in Division 4. So again, we got the 1, we got the 2. We got Donovan Cowley averaging just about 18 points a game, Maddox Gulseth over 15 a game, and Matt Bonin over 13 points a game. Stats on wisports.net.
Yeah, Roncalli, known as a basketball powerhouse in small schools. You kind of expect it out of the team. Bonduel, this is kind of a uncharted territory for the Bears. And it really, I don't want to say it's a David Goliath thing because it's not that way. But Bonduel, much more of a rural school, right? And a lot of times with these rural schools, you get a once-in-a-generation team, right? And that's kind of where Bonduel is.
Yeah, we're live right now, Dave. Yep. So let's go to hockey. Yep. Yeah, you're okay. Yeah. Super fan Dave Hahn checking in.
The camera's up there.
Fan of the show. Usually he's checking in from home, but he happens to be here today. So we appreciate Dave being here. He didn't know we were live. He just thought we were up here just talking. And that's kind of what we do on the show. We just kind of sit around and talk for a while.
We talk to everybody.
We do talk to everybody. Let's see here. So we'll get back to the game in a little bit towards the end of the show. A JV game going on right now. It's 17-16 Roncalli if you're looking for a JV score. Matter of fact, Bonduel just takes a 1-point lead. Back and forth
action.
Hockey, speaking of back and forth action, we did have hockey playoffs, boys hockey, around the state last night. Braden Bullis producing the big ship tonight. He was at DC Everest last night where the Evergreens figured out the Wisconsin Rapids Red Raiders to the tune of 5-0. They led 1-0 after the first period, scored 4 second period goals, and then everybody decided to pack it up in the third period, go home with a 5-0 win.
Yeah, not much of a surprise, I would say, but the road gets a little bit tougher for him going forward.
Number 6 seed DC Everest travels to New Richmond. New Richmond, the 3 seed, with that game coming up on Thursday, so tomorrow already. Back in action.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Other scores. We actually have a game going on tonight. It was postponed from Tuesday. It's Eau Claire North, the 9 seed at 8 seed Chippewa Falls. And the winner will feel pretty good about things for a while.
For a day.
Maybe not even.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow they go to undefeated number 1 ranked Stevens Point. So you'll get your win tonight, and most likely you'll get, 14-0 or something like that tomorrow.
Undefeated Smash Panthers.
Undisputed number 1 team.
Really unheard of in hockey. Very rare to get an undefeated hockey team.
Well, because the puck bounces in certain ways. It goes off of shins, skates, walls, blockers. I mean, it finds its way in the back of the net sometimes, and all of a sudden you find yourself on the losing end.
Yeah.
Especially in hockey. It's a physical contact sport, so Stevens Point has largely kept themselves out of injury trouble. That's helped a lot, but they are a force to be reckoned with in 2025. Hudson beat the Marshfield squad last night. 4 seed Hudson moves on, 8-0 winners. Eau Claire Memorial beat the Merrill Co-op 10-1. So it is tomorrow, Eau Claire Memorial at Hudson. We'll have that game live right here on Zaleski Sports. Bob Bradovich on the call.
Yeah, the first round or two of the hockey playoffs, generally you get a lot of these scores, 10-1, 8-2, 5-0.
No different than football. You get a lot of 35-0things in football.
Yeah.
Pretty, 35-0 and 8-0 is about the same thing.
Is there running clock in high school hockey?
There is. Yeah, there's a second period goal differential and then a third period goal differential. So you try to speed things up a little bit when you can. I believe a 6-goal lead in the second moves it, and then an 8-goal lead in the third moves it. Something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, you could have running clock in the second period and then regular clock to start the third.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Think about that. Number 7 Sparta, 5-2 winners over number 10. That's what I say. Let's say it again. Number 7 Superior over number 10 Toma Sparta. And they will play at Wausau West tomorrow. Puck drops at 7 o'clock on all those games.
Where was that game at?
That was in Superior.
That's a long trip.
For Toma? Yeah. The Toma kids had a bus ride and a half. I've made that trip before and known the teams that have made that from a ways away. And usually you stop somewhere for like a half an hour on the way there. Get the kids off the bus. Get them walking around a little bit.
Do they take highway? What is the highway up through Chippewa Falls? 53?
Yeah. Yep, that's the way. It's the way to Superior.
Well, at least now it's a major highway. It's not what it used to be, so that's good.
Yeah, 4 lanes all the way up there. On the other side of that Division I bracket, it was Ashwaubenon over Sheboygan 1-0. They play Neenah on Friday. West De Pere over Appleton, the Appleton group, 3-0. There's a lot of co-ops in all this, even at Division I, right?
Hockey, yeah.
Yeah. And so number 5, West De Pere will play number 4 seed West Bend, who took care of Manitowoc Lincoln 9-0. Notre Dame, 10-0 winner over Oshkosh North. So the 3 seed Irish take on the Cardinals of Fond du Lac, who beat Beaver Dam 6-1. And then our last score from that bracket, and the last hockey score I'll give you tonight, is Bayport, number 7 seed over Xavier 4-1. And St. Mary Springs awaits tomorrow, the number 2 seed.
So this is the same sectional as Superior?
No, it's the same Section 1 and Section 2.
Okay.
But they will be a state qualifier
play at state
out of that group.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. And the number 1 seeds on the other side are Edgewood and Brookfield East.
Yeah, and hockey is a little interesting, right? Because generally there's not a lot separating the 1 and the 2 and the 3. Those are really good games at the high school level.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The exception could be this year. Just the way Spash have been playing, the exception could be this year. But we all watch to find out.
They're 21-0 or 22-0 or something.
Yeah, and they are steamrolling teams. They aren't winning by 1.
Yeah.
They are rolling through the whole competition. So let's see, Dan, if you would, give a 30-second recap on our coaches show from Sunday. We had girls basketball coaches from all over the state call us, 1 seeds, 2 seeds, and the whole works. They will hit the hardwood on Tuesday to start their playoffs, but maybe what's 1 or 2 things you learned from some of the coaches on Sunday?
Yeah, we definitely had good coaches call in. We had some of the local favorites, I would say. But what I was really interested in is the reach that Zaleski Sports has, and talking to the Albany Monticello coach, talking to the Lena coach, talking to some of these big division or high C Division 5 coaches. Just as the buzzer goes off.
Halftime here, yeah.
These teams are primed and ready, and we focus a lot on Division 5 because that's just kind of the region that we're in, right? And Albany Monticello, the defending champs, we got to talk to them about how they won it last year. Everybody should check it out. We asked them about their appeal process, and
it's the only known appeal since Performance Factor that has been approved. There have been others, they've been denied.
Yep, and he found a way in, and he shared that with us. We talked to Lena. For those Assumption fans, Lena's on the opposite side of that sectional bracket.
That's your sectional final matchup, perhaps, if it goes chalk.
Yep. Or Pacelli fan, also on the other side. So big thank you to the coaches. Obviously, we only get 10 to 12 minutes with each of them.
Yeah.
And they really want to talk about their kids. So we're grateful to be able to give them that platform, and thankful that they really did devote the time to us.
Yeah, they took time out of their Sunday. It was Daytona 500. I still don't know who won the Daytona 500.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And that's, I think, where NASCAR is right now. Not to get off track, pun intended, but Americans don't even know who the Daytona 500 winner is.
That's because NASCAR doesn't have the big-time stars that they used to. There's no Jeff Gordon or Dale Earnhardt.
Earnhardt, Stewart, Johnson.
Yeah.
From my era, those were the good old boys.
They don't have guys to hate anymore.
No, they're all cookie cutter drivers.
It used to always be you're this guy or that guy.
Yeah.
Right? You're Jeff Gordon or you're Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just not that way anymore.
Yeah. At any rate, so yeah, they took time out of their day.
Yeah.
Nobody was missing the Daytona 500, and they called and talked about basketball, which is what we like to talk about this time of year.
And a lot of them were watching film already, and they were trying to figure out what their path is.
That's what I learned, Dan. I couldn't get a single coach to bite on if they had a bye, they were actually going to go and watch in person their opponent, because they've already seen 4 or 5 games, and they thought that night, even if they needed to, they could probably still catch it on that newfangled computer somewhere.
Yeah, technology has definitely changed it. Zaleski Sports has helped change it, honestly.
Yeah, we got some compliments on that from the coaches. We make their lives easier, they tell us.
Yeah.
And we make their lives easier through really hard work.
Yeah.
Our lives have not become easier.
Yeah, and for those coaches out there who are still trying to live outside of this technology and trying to hide what your team does, it's way past that. And I'm looking at you, football coaches, more than anybody.
Well, because look around.
Yeah.
Ask your peers. They will not have the same opinion of that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, people that want to check out Assumption or they want to check out Pacelli, there's 20 games for these coaches to take a look at. There's very little secrets anymore. Very
little, and I mean, they've got a huddle camera hanging on the wall here. Most gyms do. That huddle company has made it really affordable. Plus, it's almost a necessity these days for the coach, because you get those stats automatically compiled for you and emailed to you later that night. You get your spray chart, your shot chart, you get all that stuff, and it's available usually on a YouTube channel or something online too. So, yeah, that's what I learned. Nobody is scouting in person anymore. That was my takeaway from that. Let's see, girls basketball, errors and omissions. We like to talk about the errors and omissions, at least when I'm around, because I make errors. I had said last night, Dan, during our boys basketball broadcast, Marshfield beat Wausau West 11-19 in Division I last night, that Stevens Point girl, Jada Soybert, had reached her 1,000 points in her career, and I called her a junior last night, because
sophomore.
It would be a junior you need to be a junior to get 1,000. No, Jada is still in her sophomore season. Has now 1,001 points. Congratulations, Jada.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of sophomores hit that. So I don't blame you.
That's 500 points a year.
Well, I didn't correct you, so.
Well, it sounded right, didn't it? A junior?
Not that anybody could hear me, but yeah. I mean,
you were off and on last night.
I was muted most of the game last night.
Yeah, which is not a bad idea.
No, never.
And then highlights. So you can see highlights of that Stevens Point New London girls basketball game on Facebook at Zaleski Sports and Zaleski Sports Stevens Point. Jada, not only 1,001 points in her career, but looks like a fantastic young lady. And great to follow her team. The Spash Panthers are the 2 seed as we move now back to brackets. And as I take a look at them, Spash is the 2 seed. Hortonville the 3. We've been told an injury-depleted Hortonville team for the time being. I hope they get healthy just for the sake of those girls to be able to play in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You and I don't care who wins these games. We really don't. Yeah. Even though I get accused of cheering for teams every now and then.
I do too. I do a lot of marathon basketball. If Marathon loses, okay. I honestly hope that everyone's healthy and that it's a good game. That's what I cheer for every game. Yeah. Every single one.
So we hope the Hortonville Polar Bears are healthy come playoff time.
Yep.
Number 4 seed in Section 1, Division 1, the Hudson Raiders, and the number 1 seed, Eau Claire Memorial. Old Abe's, we talked to Brandon Fanning on Sunday.
Yeah.
If you remember, my advice to Brandon was check with boys basketball coach Chad Brisky on how not to lose to a 16, because that's what the boys team did a couple of years ago. I was joking, of course.
Yeah, but we're going to bring it up Sunday.
Well, it will, because we'll bring it up. I will, if you don't. I will bring it up in a lesson learned kind of way.
Yeah.
By the way, what Dan's talking about is boys basketball coaches playoff show is Sunday on this channel, starting at 2:15. We'll talk to boys basketball coaches all over the state. I've got room for one more.
Okay.
Maybe it's one of these 2. I've got room, though, for one more on Sunday, and I select those on my own. I kind of have my own system for that. So,
one thing I will say, for those that are VIP members on Zaleski Sports, we really knocked the seeds out of the park. Like, popped the collar a little bit. We were right on. Like, some seeds off by 1, maybe. We learned a little bit about the head-to-head factor.
Very few, though.
Right?
Very, very few. We're talking almost 500 schools, and we were off by 1 on maybe 5 of them.
Yeah, like really, really good stuff.
Yeah, Mike Lundett takes care of that. I'll get back to those, though, in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah, in Division 1, Pewaukee is a 1 seed. In section,
no surprise there.
No, section number 2, they were in Division 2 last year. Pewaukee primed to win a Division 1 state championship in 2025. Arrowhead is a 1, and Muskego a 1 in Division 1. Dan, there was some talk on the message boards about that, how you have Pewaukee, Muskego, and Arrowhead all as 1s in different sections, yet they're all within about 15 miles of each other. Well, the reason for that is when you divide the state north-south and then east-west, you have very few Division 1 teams outside of the southeastern part of the state. So I don't know the people complaining about where they thought that line should go or how far Pewaukee or Muskego should have to travel to play any round. But when you've got the density of Division 1 schools in the southeastern part of the state, you're just going to have multiple 1s and multiples in the same area.
Yeah, and let's be honest, if we have 3 of the best teams in the state, why would you want them in the same sectional anyway? Right? Let them play it off in Green Bay.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like the way that the Lions shake out, there's virtually no Division 1 schools besides for Superior north of Wausau.
Yeah, no,
right?
There aren't.
Yeah, so what can you do?
I don't know where the message board people, well, the problem is they're just typing things on a keyboard.
Sure.
They're not really thinking about it.
This is why we don't have one on Zaleski Sports. It would get out of hand.
Yeah. Division 2, Rice Lake is a 1. Now, they lost to Mosinee, who's the 3 seed
on Monday
night.
I never checked that.
Yeah, they did. Mosinee ran that game. They ran that entire game.
That makes that sectional really interesting.
Doesn't it? Because, that Mosinee would have to first get through Lakeland, your T-Birds. Now, I'm not sure how they do that.
2 one-possession games this year between them.
Other than, 2 close contests and then the old adage about beating a team 3 times in one season.
Yep.
So maybe.
But that happens in high school sports a lot more than you think.
Beating 3?
Yeah.
3-1? Yes, it does. It does. Stratford Marathon proved that just a couple years ago. And others.
Yep.
So anyway, but Rice Lake did fall. Now again, it's after the seeds came out, so it's no real consequence. conference championships were wrapped, all that. But
Rice Lake might not have shown all
I don't know,
cards.
though, Dan. I watched that game. It looked like they were playing regular basketball.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know, but I can't say that for certain. Can't say it for certain.
I'm not familiar with them, so.
So anyway, Mosinee is the 3, Menominee is the 4, Rhinelander is the 5 in that group. Beaver Dam is a 1 seed in Division 2, as is West Salem and Wauwatosa East. Union Grove, Edgewood, Shawano, and New Berlin Eisenhower. Of course, though, in the Milwaukee area, Wauwatosa East is just Tosa East.
Tosa East.
So,
yeah.
If you want to be a smart high school sports fan in Wisconsin, you got to talk like it. So just Tosa East, just as people talk.
We had one of the Tosa schools in Auburndale Holiday Tournament a couple years running. Might have been Tosa West, though. I don't remember. But yeah. Tosa East is good this year.
In Division 3, Baldwin Woodville, Wittenberg Burnham Wood. Chargers making noise on the girls' side, boys' side too. We'll talk about the
girls
boys'
are
team.
undefeated still.
Yeah.
They actually just beat Bonduel.
Winneconne, Elk Mound, Edgerton, Kettle Moraine Lutheran, Catholic Memorial in Laconia as the second half is about to start here of the JV contest. That means we're a half away from what everybody's showing up for.
Yeah.
Number 1 versus number 2 here tonight. Okay. In Division 4, Shell Lake, Cameron, Manitowoc Lutheran, St. Mary Catholic, Partyville, which is always a party, the Prairie School, Cuba City, and then Neilsville. We had a chance to talk to John Geyer of Neilsville Warriors basketball fame. I hit him with a hard one towards the end, asked if he was in the right conference, because they've won 85 straight conference games.
And he said that he will play whoever's in front of him, but that doesn't really answer the question.
No, because you can ask to be in a more competitive conference.
Yeah.
And they have not asked that question.
It's true. And Neilsville has made it to state a couple times.
2 years ago they were there, or 3, and then they won state in 2016. And they've got a storied history there.
Yeah. I just don't think that their conference helps prepare them for the tough games down the road.
No.
Now, thankfully, Coach Geyer is he the AD?
He's superintendent.
Superintendent, that's what it is. Able to schedule some tough out-of-conference games, and that helps them. Because the conference doesn't.
Right. Okay. Also in that same group with Neilsville, Aquinas is the 2. They just got beat by Assumption last night. We'll talk about that when the Lions talk comes up here in just a bit. Banger's the 3, and Stratford is the 4. So let's move on to Division 5.
That's a tough sectional.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Stratford got a bad draw this year in the sectional lines.
And Division 5, Assumption, Lena. We've talked about some of these teams already. Owen Withy, Solon Springs, Sheboygan Lutheran. A lot of people picking Sheboygan Lutheran to win state this year in Division 5. Albany Monticello, Barneveld, and Independence Gilmanton. So the Assumption Royals, the Lions as I call them, they beat Neilsville 2 weeks ago, the Division 4 number 1.
By a possession.
And then beat Neilsville's their seed neighbor, Aquinas. So
by one possession.
What do we need? What else do we need to know about the Assumption Royals?
I think that they are the favorites.
Undefeated.
Well, they lost once to Pacelli.
I'm sorry, they lost to Pacelli.
Yes.
That's right.
Pacelli will let you know that.
Pacelli will. Assumption doesn't want to talk about it.
No.
Okay.
If you are in the room with the Pacelli Cardinal girls basketball fan, they'll let you know that they beat Assumption this year.
They do. They have.
Yeah. So Assumption plays up-tempo basketball. They have a really good team, senior-laden team. 4 of the 5 starters are seniors. They saw, as 8th graders, they saw their teammates, sisters in some case, right?
Yeah.
Win a gold ball during that COVID year over in lacrosse, and they are primed, they are ready, and these senior teams don't die easy.
Those of you just joining us, this is the weekly Zaleski Sports Show on location in Bonduel. JV game going on now. The home Bears are up by 5 in the JV.
It's close, it's tight.
If anybody's counting. Varsity game tip set for 7:15. Dan and I will be on the call. I'm Jason, by the way. Braden's behind the 1s and 2s over there. So we kind of did a quick look through the girls' basketball brackets. Anything else before we move to the boys?
I don't think so. Still some conference races that are still up for grabs. Maybe not so much locally, but across the state, definitely.
Okay. It's a big night right now for boys basketball. Not only are the number 1 and number 2 teams here clashing, Bears and Jets, and we can get into that discussion about who wins between a Bear and a Jet. I don't know how you would grade it.
I don't know how a Bear would beat a Jet.
But the Jet's an inanimate object, so I'm not sure how the Jet would beat a Bear. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's for a different talk.
A draw, maybe.
Different talk, yeah. But it's a big night for boys basketball because tonight, Mike Lundland working until the wee hours of the morning, and we're putting our finishing touches on our seed projections. Again, Dan just described to you how we were 98% plus accurate on our girls' seed projections last week. We'll do the same thing tonight and all day tomorrow on the website and on social media. ZaleskiSports.com. You click VIP and you will be able to find out the seeds ahead of time because we've been able to master that seed formula and able to interpret some things. And who knows, Dan, maybe just get lucky every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, there's still Friday night games, right? Yeah. That can maybe change it, but there's so many games into it, it's hard for it to move anymore.
Yep, and on most of them, he's factoring the wins in for the rest of the weekend. A lot of these games aren't in question, probably. But this one will get accurately inputted into our supercomputer tonight. And again, you can read those seed projections tomorrow. ZaleskiSports.com. Just click VIP. It's $5, and this is a great time here to do it.
$5. That's like 3 eggs.
Well, what was your pizza today?
My pizza was
sliced pizza, probably about $5.
$3.
Yeah. Oh, discount in Bonduel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I mean, right, $3 for a slice of pizza, or $5 to be a sports super genius.
Yeah, it's true. And coaches, go there. You're gonna know who you're playing.
You start studying right now.
Absolutely.
Or tomorrow morning, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've been through this. There's not a lot of time from when the brackets are out to when you have real games that count in the brackets, right? Yeah. And you want to send your staff some places. You want to send your staff to watch some film or some video.
Yeah.
Imagine knowing the 3 teams that you're paired with
instead
of having to be like, well, it's going to be one of these 8.
Right. So you can dispatch your bench coach for Friday night already.
Yep.
And go watch a game.
Yep.
The other thing is, too, if you think you're going to win your first round game, you can take a look at that bracket right below you. That's what you're talking about.
Yep.
And either go watch both, or if you think you know who's going to win that one, go watch that one. Start your playoff planning right now.
So here's the thing, is that regional semis are Friday, the finals Saturday. It's such a quick turnaround. You have to have game plans written out ahead of time.
It puts stress on our system.
It does.
That Friday to Saturday. And I won't get into it here, but especially and I should have thanked these people earlier, Chris Rank and the others here for having us here and allowing us to broadcast this game. They welcome us with open arms here in Bonduel. But that's the thing we run into. On Friday around 10 p.m., we know who's going to be playing on Saturday. Well, athletic directors are very tough to come by on a Friday night or Saturday morning to get things like this all figured out. So it puts stress on us too, but we'd figure it out eventually.
Yeah, and coaches, you got walkthrough Saturday morning or very early afternoon.
Yeah.
Which means that you have to have the game plan Friday night or super early Saturday, knowing what the walkthrough is going to be and what you're going to teach the girls. So, yeah, it really is. I mean, you can get a head start, a jump start on it.
Okay. People continue to file in. We are 45 minutes from tip, assuming we end in regulation here in this JV contest.
We better.
I hope so. 2-man officiating crew is out here doing a good job, but the pressure's on them to make sure this one ends on time because there are a few people here watching JV, but everybody else coming in is here for the varsity game.
We have talked a lot about close JV games
and
how the officials need to make sure that it doesn't end up in overtime.
Yeah, well, that's their job.
No.
Above all else they're doing here tonight, that's their job.
Even the parents don't want overtime JV games. Yeah. When I was a JV coach, I would never play for a tie. Never.
Speaking of bracket, last thing I'll say about the brackets is you sign up right now at ZaleskiSports.com. Again, click VIP. We did have our first run 2 weeks ago at brackets, so those are out there. You can, and we discussed that with Marshfield basketball coach Chris Fisher last night, looked at the existing brackets, and that, if you're a coach, that'll narrow you down to about 4 teams you might have to play. But again, it all gets refreshed, up to date, starting tomorrow.
Yeah, my favorite part of talking to coaches about the seeding process is they want to look under the hood because they think it's really easy, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, let's see it. And then you start diving into it, like, this is a lot of numbers. This is a lot of work. You guys do all this? Yeah, we do. And they're like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to read it. Like I can't do it.
Coach, last night, he was looking at the seed score. He's like, oh, we only need to know 3 things. No, Coach. See all these tabs on the bottom? This is an actual database, or a make-believe database.
Yes.
Something we have formed into a database, and all that information all gets inputted into those final 3 things.
Yeah, every game in the state, every night matters for the seed scores.
Okay. Yeah, no, you are. Make sure to wave to the camera. We're live right now. Wave to the camera on the other side. We're going to reveal our popcorn bracket winners. Do you know who won the popcorn bracket?
No.
All right, you're going to know in just a couple minutes because we're going to start that now, Dan. It was Popcorn Championship week this past week. You were in Auburndale on Saturday eating popcorn. Joe Anderson was in Greenwood eating popcorn on Thursday, and those were the championship teams, Auburndale and Greenwood. And here is Dan Ross right now tasting the Auburndale popcorn.
Dan Ross here on Zaleski Sports. It is championship night, popcorn bracket, Greenwood against Auburndale. This is the official taste test for the Auburndale Eagles. It's halftime. Auburndale's got to come back against Pacelli. So here we go. First thing I noticed coming to the gym, little popcorn smell, not overwhelming, a little bit. Probably like to see a little bit more, but not bad in any way. They gave us a fresh bag, really scooped in there, so it's warm, and you notice it right away. I have tried a couple, I cheated already. But here we go. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Buttery taste, not overwhelming, little salty. The salt is good. It doesn't overpower you. You don't want to. You can't feel your lips cracking right in front of you. Overall taste, it's good popcorn. It's really good. I've already eaten half the bag. It's good. How does it compare against Greenwood? I don't know. That's going to be up to us computing the numbers, getting our abacuses out, getting our computers out to figure out who has the better popcorn, Auburndale or Greenwood.
All right, so that was Dan in Auburndale, and the kids at the end might have gave it away because they had a real losing attitude, those kids did there at the end. So they might have gave away what's about to come next, but here is Joe Anderson in Greenwood with his popcorn.
Hi, Joe Anderson here from Zaleski Sports. I'm in Greenwood tonight with Jenny Mainsheen, the athletic director here for Greenwood High School. The popcorn challenge is on. They're making fresh popcorn behind us, and this is the best popcorn, thank you, Miss Mainsheen, for the wonderful popcorn, and I get to taste test it and give my ratings for it. Very good. Melts in your mouth. It's got a lot of butter to it. They really slather the butter on this popcorn. It's excellent. And just the right amount of salt. Oh my gosh. I must spawn my supper eating all this popcorn. It's just excellent popcorn taste. Really goes down smooth, melts in your mouth, really tasty. And Jenny always gives us popcorn up when we broadcast for Zaleski Sports. Yummy in the tummy. Vote for Greenwood popcorn. It's the best in the conference. It's the best in central Wisconsin. Right?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks.
And there was Joe Anderson with his popcorn. You could see right away just a totally different environment, totally different popcorn. And we had
Good atmosphere for a really cold night. But you know what? The atmosphere doesn't really do that much for you sometimes.
Not all the time, and the Greenwood popcorn was really good. So Braden will go ahead and put the bracket up on the screen, and we will show our final bracket. And there you see the Greenwood popcorn champions of the 2025 popcorn bracket. Yeah, go ahead, show them their blue ribbon. Braden, you got the blue ribbon on their popcorn. Now we will have an actual awards ceremony over in Greenwood in the coming days.
Do you think we have like a school assembly and we like walk in?
Like do it at 1 p.m.?
Yeah.
I think we could figure that out.
Get all 80 kids or whatever in the school in the gymnasium and Yeah.
Buy everybody popcorn for the day?
Sure, why not?
Yeah. So
I have no idea how many kids are in Greenwood, so.
170-ish.
Okay.
Put them all in there.
Yeah.
Put them all. Except if you're failing a class, you're not allowed in.
Sure.
You got to stay in school the whole
And
time.
you have the 30 kids who are skipping somewhere in the band
right.
room or something.
Yeah, well, senior skip day or something was
Yeah.
going on. So, yeah, congratulations, Greenwood. I know that both places have really good popcorn. It was a really difficult. It was a challenging, grueling bracket as it went forward.
I'll tell you what, next year, maybe we'll do all concession food, and the Auburndale hot dogs are an early favorite.
I think we could probably just crown them right now if you want to do that. I don't know who could ever beat the Auburndale hot dog. I've had a lot of them.
You know,
in a lot of
they have
places.
hot ham and cheese here. They have homemade mac and cheese over at the concession stand here.
Yeah, Gertrude over there making the macaroni and cheese.
Apparently.
Getting
Yeah.
it stirred up like this. This
Everything's
is how you
homemade.
stir mac and cheese at home, by the way, if you don't know what I'm doing. All right, well, congratulations, Greenwood. And as we always do on this show, we bring this to a screeching halt with Dan's fabulous Merriwood Minute, presented by Mid-State Technical College. Go ahead, Dan.
Welcome from the Bonduel gym.
Yeah?
Due to
Indeed.
feedback from not having the Merriwood Minute last week,
It was, people were really disappointed.
they really were.
Yeah.
We're back, baby. So without further ado, a quick look at our Merriwood basketball teams. Starting with the girls, congratulations to both the Assumption and Phillips girls basketball teams on winning the conference championships outright. Assumption, their fourth straight outright title.
Okay?
They say it's
Okay.
5 in a row, but
Yeah.
there was some ties and stuff in there.
Yeah.
How about this? Phillips, 5 straight outright titles, Merriwood North. Incredible stuff.
Way to go, Loggers.
Yeah. 2 programs, long histories, good coaching, continue to operate at a high level. So, real quick, we're going to take a look at the seeds, right?
Okay. Let's do it.
Because we did hit the number 1, number 2s, and stuff like that. Assumption's a 1.
Okay. Yep.
Auburndale's a 3.
Okay.
They'll probably play Crivets in the
Yep.
second round.
Yep.
Marathon's a 3. They're going to get Cadet, probably.
The Hornets.
Yeah. Phillips is a 4, so the Merriwood North champs draw a 4 seed.
All right.
Probably play Ladysmith.
Yeah, you probably, if you're the 4 seed, that means you got to take Mercer and Butternut off your schedule.
It's true. It's true. Stratford, we talked about their tough sectional. They get Luther,
Yeah.
right? And that's a tough game. That's
4-5
yeah,
matchup there.
tough. Rib Lake has Flambeau. Rib Lake Division 5 school. Poised to make a run. These Northwest sectionals generally are not real strong.
Yep.
Rib Lake has a shot in
A lot
that
of room
sectional,
for error
for sure.
in those. Yeah.
Edgar gets Colby, good 7-10 matchup. Prentice, the 8-9 against Butternut. Butternut is where Mr. Jaglinski is from.
They don't claim him.
They try not to.
Yeah.
Abbotsford's the 11, they have Cadet. Newman Catholic 12, they go to Greenwood. That's a tough game.
Yeah.
Greenwood has a good program
Yes,
this
they
year.
do. Yep.
Schwamigan at Ladysmith, that's going to be tough. And Athens, a 13 seed, goes to Almond Bancroft, where their season's probably done, is
Okay.
what I would say.
Fair assessment.
Yeah. All right, boys side.
All right.
Congratulations to Rib Lake boys, your conference champs.
All right, Redmond.
Yeah, 3 games to play. Technically, if they lose all 3, they could still tie, but it's not going to happen.
Best Rib Lake season since 2020.
It really is.
Yeah.
And a realistic shot of going to state for the first time in school history, although it should have been done in 2020, is what I would say.
Okay.
In the South, still up in the air between Auburndale, Stratford, and Marathon. Auburndale, 1 conference loss. Stratford, 2 conference losses. Marathon, 3 conference losses. And the powers that be gifted us with Auburndale having to play both of those 2 teams yet. So this is
After
not
Seed Sunday, though.
after Seed Sunday.
Yeah.
We will have to crown a Merriwood South champion on the last days of the season.
In the wee hours of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. The boys' regular season ends next Thursday because the girls play Friday.
Yeah.
So we'll know Thursday night who wins the Merriwood South.
Okay.
2 weeks ago, I promised first and second team predictions for all
I
conference.
think that's why people were so upset we didn't have it last week.
I think they just like being mad at me.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
All right.
Right, so let's start with the Marywood North, right?
Okay.
This is my first team all conference.
Drum roll, please.
Yeah. Jed Henderson, Rib Lake.
Okay.
Lane Abraham, Phillips.
Okay.
Got to see him the other night at Marathon. Cooper Mikulski, Schwamigan, leads the conference in scoring. Schwamigan's always got this guy that scores 20-some points a game.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah. Evan Lord, Prentice, he's been a big varsity player for 3 years now. And Riley Schultz Becker of Athens, top player at Athens. Second team, I got Talon Schethauer from Rib Lake.
Okay.
JJ Heikkinen from Phillips. He put
right.
on a show in Marathon the other night.
Yeah.
Grayson Totsky from Abbotsford. Aiden House from Prentice, and Seth Burkhart also from Rib Lake.
Okay.
So the conference champs get 3.
All right. Yeah, well,
top
that's
2
why,
teams.
right?
Yeah.
Got some good players.
For sure. For the Marywood South,
Okay.
right?
Drum roll, please.
Don't know who's going to win Player of the Year. It's really going to come down to the last days. I feel confident about the first team, though.
Okay.
Blake Rabb, Auburndale.
Yeah, no doubt.
Drew Bruzowitz, Stratford Tigers. Drew Wolfel, Marathon.
Okay.
JT Schleifer, Assumption. Quincy Fender, Newman Catholic. He
Okay.
leads the league in scoring.
Yeah.
Second team, I got Thomas Owie
Okay.
from Auburndale.
All right.
I have Peyton Weinferder of Auburndale.
Yeah, he's had some clutch moments all year long.
He really
Yeah.
has. They would not be where they are without him this year for sure. Point guard. Brooks Vanderhoof
Okay.
from Stratford.
Yeah.
Peyton Schuett of the Edgar Wildcats.
Okay. Football team.
And I have, I didn't say it, and True Thurs
Ah.
of Marathon.
Okay.
That's your Marywood Minute.
Yeah.
This week, stop yelling at me, please.
I didn't bring my bell. Ding.
Ding. Yeah.
Well, there we go. Let's see. We got a 3-point game with under 4 to play, so there's still a good chance we'll end here in regulation. We still got 34 minutes to tip of the varsity game, so we've got some time on our hands. MCWB in Austin checking in during the show. We appreciate you guys
Austin, Texas?
watching the show. Could be.
Maybe.
I don't know. Undetermined, but we'll never know. And a whole bunch of others watching the show today. That's what's kind of fun doing it on location right before a big broadcast like this, is we get to invite all kinds of new people to the show and tell them what we're all about.
Including some fans.
Yeah, they're having a good time here listening to us. Some giving us some side eye down there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Not sure what it's all about. 2-point game with just over 3 to play, and that's how this show will end. We'll hear now from our friends at Merrill Steel, and Dan and I will be back at 7:05 for the pregame show. Number 1 Bonduel, number 2 Roncalli. Stay tuned.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.
And it is basketball time here in Bonduel. Jason Zaleski alongside Dan Ross, Braden Bullis on the ones and twos to my right as the home crowd cheers the home Bonduel Bears as they come on the floor for the second time during warm-ups. Dan and I both had a chance to talk to each coach, and I'll start first here, Dan, if you don't mind. Duke Kopp, coach of the Bonduel Bears, had a chance to talk to Duke. This, of course, is a game that came to be because of a weather postponement a couple weeks ago. And then they had Bonduel kind of sent out the feelers around, and Roncalli said, hey, we had a cancellation too. Never mind the fact that these might be the best two teams in Division 4, but they decide, yeah, let's give it a shot here and play together. Coach Kopp told me that his guys have a winning mentality, and that's really what has made this season enjoyable through 20 games, 20 wins, no losses. This is the seniors on this team that were on the baseball team last year went to state, level 4 in football. Some really good cross-country athletes, including, and I'm look up the numbers here, make sure I get it all right. Number 24, Race Anvilink, cross-country athlete, a phenomenal cross-country athlete. So they've got kind of a winning mentality, do these Bonduel Bears. You, Dan, had a chance to talk to Josh Erickson of the Roncalli Jets.
Yeah, Roncalli had a cancellation with Sheboygan Lutheran, who some definitely think that have a really good chance of winning the Division 5 state title this year. So they're a little bit sad that they couldn't get that rescheduled, but being able to come to Bonduel just as good and maybe even better for their long-term prospects. A really good season. They have one loss, and looking at the JV game, I think we're going to see a lot of pressure. And I asked, and I didn't get any sort of confirmation, but you can kind of see the sly smile on his face that Roncalli wants to get up and down the floor tonight.
Yeah. All right, just about 2.5 minutes or so before we get our opening announcements. National anthem. What a scene here in Bonduel. You can see, I guess, what they call the adult side, the parent side of the gym over there. It is just as full on this side. Everybody is kind of scooching together everywhere, trying to make room. We talked to Chris Rank, the athletic director here. By the way, big thanks to Chris for having us here and allowing us to come in and broadcast this game. We talked to Chris beforehand. I said, what happens if it's all the seats are full? And his answer, he kind of laughed. He said, well, we'll make it work. I think we're going to have standing room only by the time we're at tip-off.
I'm going to be sitting on your lap soon.
All right. Well, are
you going to sit on my lap, one or the other?
I'm not sure which would work better. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll trade. We'll alternate lap sitting. What an event. And of course, in Division 4, you got the number 1 Bonduel Bears, number 2 Roncalli Jets, and on a Wednesday, and a unique setting here in Wisconsin.
Nothing else going on tonight.
Nothing else going on. Everybody's home from CCD or whatever else they may have been doing tonight. Our officials, I know, had lunch with their family, except for our one JV official. He wanted to get himself worked into a lather before this one, get his heart rate up. And so on a Wednesday night, we're going to come out, we're going to watch a really good basketball contest. Most of Bonduel is here. Other parts of Shawano County are here. Roncalli, of course, they hopped in the jet and came over. They're the Jets. But, Dan, what a scene here in Bonduel.
Tell your friends that this game is on tonight. This is one of the best games in the state the entire season, let alone a standalone game here in late February on a Wednesday night. Yeah,
there's what it looks like to our right. And as Dan said, let them know how you found us, and they can watch live free high school sports right alongside you as the Bonduel Bears and the Roncalli Jets about ready to get going. We're just going to take a short break and have you back in time for National Anthem here on Zaleski Sports.
We were born for this. Game time, frame of mind, got you on defense. I can't wait, no points, never on the fence. You're not just the best, but the best that you ever seen. You're not just the best, but the best that you ever seen. You're not just the best, but the best that you ever seen.
Rich or Rick? Do we know?
Back here at Bonduel, just about ready for National Anthem as the Bears come on the floor, left side of your screen, and the students that are in the front row given the, what do they call that? The Egyptian bow? I don't know what that's all called. The Emperor's bow. maybe that's better what it is. All right.
We got cheerleaders tonight. We don't see cheerleaders a lot.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. 8 cheerleaders here. And a full house. We've got media all over the place, including us here. And we've got some pregame announcements being made on the, what do you call that? The Daktronics video board.
Yeah.
Right now.
We have
enlist the student athletes to make those announcements.
They do. Look at this. Pretty nice.
All right. Well, Dan and I will be quiet here for a bit. We'll let all the courtside announcements take over, all the way through starting lineups.
To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask you to stand, remove your hats, as the playing or singing of our national anthem.
So let's get down to some basketball action here. We may have a little trouble of hearing those. It's been so loud in the gym. Dan, go ahead. Give us the starters for the Bonduel Bears.
For the Bonduel Bears, man, this gym there's electricity in here
This
tonight.
is great, yeah.
Number 1, Cade Johnson. Number 5, Ryan Westrick. 7 points away from 1,000 tonight. 21, Carter Mesh. 23, Quinn Weisenberg. Number 24, Race Enveling.
That's right. Okay, and for the Roncalli Jets.
Number 13, Matt Bonin. Number 21, Dominic Frozina. 23, Maddox Gulseth. 24, Donovan Cowley. And number 34, the big guy, Landon Halupny.
Okay, and that's called hitting the posts, and we do it. We are tipped off, and off we go as the Bonduel Bears win the tip. The number 1 ranked Bonduel Bears, number 2 ranked Roncalli Jets.
Steal by Roncalli.
Turnaround blocked. Big block there for Westrick.
Westrick is a big body.
Block the shot of Frozina. Jets get it back. Is this what we're going to see all night? This is amazing already. Here's Shalupny with it. And up top now to Frozina. Entry pass, and it just had to be batted back out into Gulseth. There's Shalupny. Hands off to Cowley. Cowley, about a 15-point per game scorer for these Jets. He's a junior. Here's a three on the way from Frozina, is good. And the Jets.
Can't give him much space.
Jets fly off to a 3-0 start. They're in, they come right away is Ryan Westrich, the 6'6" junior.
You see him tearing the papers off the sign of the countdown. He's 5 from 1,000.
5 from 1,000 for Ryan Westrich. They got all kinds of things to keep track of here tonight. It is a jam-packed gym here in Bonduel. There are no seats left, so good luck. If you can hover, you might be able to find your way in here. Here's Cowley for three. Back-to-back threes for the Jets. To the right of us is Anvilink. Anvilink give off now to Cade Johnson. Johnson directs traffic. Here's Johnson, turns the corner. Baseline, pass. Corner three on the way from Wessenberg is no good. And rebound off to Cowley.
These two teams are in different sectionals. This could very well be a Madison matchup.
It certainly could be. Both hope it is. And the cutter there is Gulseth. Nice job there, turning around the elbow for Gulseth, make himself available to the basket. 8-2 Jets.
Yeah, just need to call out the screens a little bit better for the cutter to the basket. Oh, it's going to be a long night for the Bears.
There's Johnson. Johnson again now calls for a screen. Westrick moves the other way. Here's Johnson, one dribble. Now Quinn Wessenberg. Wessenberg will rise from the baseline, came up short. Westrick couldn't get the rebound. Here come Cowley and the Jets. Cowley now will slow it down. As Dan said earlier, thanks for joining us. We appreciate all of you watching tonight. Now is a great time to tell all your friends, neighbors, and strangers. Live sports are on Zaleski Sports. Let them know how you found us, and they can watch this great matchup right along with us. Another take for Maddox Gulseth, and timeout Bears. Bears take the timeout. The Jets lead 10-2 on Zaleski Sports.
At Abbey Bank, we know everyone has their strengths. Our bankers may excel in numbers, but can they score on the court?
Maybe you guys should stick to what you're good at. Banking.
And that's exactly what we do. At Abbey Bank, we stick to what we do best, making banking about you.
Find an Abbey Bank location near you by visiting abbeybank.com.
Abbey Bank, where we make banking about you.
And back here in Bonduel, our very own Steve Maves played here a number of years ago. Probably played in the middle school gym that we walked past earlier.
Probably.
Up there, they had the freshman game going on there earlier while we were watching JV in this gym. Jason Zaleski alongside Dan Ross. Dan is our statistician man and the best color man in the area.
Something.
Johnson, 5'9" senior, walks it across, gets it back from Anvilink. Looking inside for Westrick. Want to get that ball inside, do the Bears.
Yeah, you see a lot of attention. They do not want the big guy to touch the ball.
In the corner now with it is Wessenberg. Wessenberg will dribble out. Now here it is to Westrick, and he'll get fouled from behind. Dominic Frozina tried to reach around, but grabbed him on the way.
Yeah, just a big body, really hard to get around him. But Roncalli is putting 2-3 guys on him.
First foul of any kind here in tonight's contest. Johnson will inbound. And looking, now gets it in again. They wanted Westrick to get that ball on the inbound.
Well scouted.
Anvilink stuck at the free throw line. Bouncing is Wessenberg. Now Johnson turns the corner in the lane, kick out. Baseline drive there by Carter Moshe is thwarted by the Jets. That was Frozina. Three on the way. Wessenberg nails the three, the 6'3" sophomore.
Well, one way to get some space for your big guy is to hit some outside shots.
But to stretch that defense out, right?
Yep.
Make them respect the outside. Here's a 3 on the other side for Gulseth. That's off the mark. Westrick has got the rebound. I don't think it's his 1,000th rebound, but another rebound for Ryan, sorry. Can you get heated up after one made shot?
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, he shot that from about 23 feet.
I mean, with all the energy in the gym, you feel like you can hit anything. It's Frozina on the ball fake. Nice recovery defense there from Westrich. And the game is Bonin starter with the ball now. Here's a 3 on the way from Frozina, straight on. That rim's in and out. And a rebound pulled down by Carter Mosch, a 6'2" sophomore. Got a lot of kids on this Bonduel roster at 6'2". Poked out by Frozina. It'll stay with the Bears. And there's our friend Chris Rank picking up that ball. Our AD getting in on the action.
Yeah, Roncalli's really making Westrick work for everything. You can see he's a little tired already. We're only 5 minutes into this.
5 minutes in, 10-5 Jets lead. Turnover. Cowley not looking to run. He'll let the offense gather. Now make his move. Spins in the lane. Fade away for Cowley. No. Rebound, Cade Johnson. Johnson ignores the screen from Westrich. Now shoots. Comes up short. Ball is last off of Cowley, and it'll stay with Bonduel.
Another baseline out of bounds. The last time that we just had this, Roncalli had that scouted perfectly off film.
This one not intended for Westrich. Will need to come in quick, though, and it doesn't. And a 5-second call. Bears hesitant on the inbound.
Yeah. The quick hitter wasn't there. Option 2 wasn't there. And everyone stopped moving.
Doomsday when you stop moving, right?
Yeah, you can tell Roncalli is really well coached.
So Landon Halupny will inbound. Cowley will bring it up. Already the chance of scoreboard for the Jets.
The fan bases are really into this.
We had talk it over. We had scoreboard. Here's a steal for Johnson. Looked at Sam Roberts early. Now Westrich gives it back to Johnson. Here's Wessenberg. 3. Got it. Quinn Wessenberg.
6 of the 8.
6 of the 8 for Wessenberg. We had a big scorer last night in our Division I game. At one point, Brooks Hinson of Marshfield had 22 of Marshfield's 26.
That was halftime.
That was impressive. He was on one. We'll see who gets on one here tonight. A long 3 here for Halupny is good. Halupny claps back. A lot of ball pressure. Anvilink, and he was tripped. They're going to say a push is going to go on Bonin, I believe. They haven't made the call yet, Dan. Unless I missed it. Yeah, they do. On the scoreboard, they give it to Bonin. I must have missed it. So first foul for Matt Bonin. Second team foul for the Jets. Bears fortunate for that foul, or they were about to turn over at the half-court line. Here's Anvilink rising and hitting.
Turnaround 3. Team's playing at a high level.
All in one motion, right?
Yeah.
If you can do it, that's the way to do it.
You see the Bonduel pressure is giving Roncalli a little bit of fits.
Frozina on the dime from Cowley. Seven minutes off our game clock, and a good one already brewing. 15-11. Bears with the ball, down by 4. Shot fake there for Roberts, and he'll give off to Wessenberg. Now Anvilink will have a look at it. Picks up his dribble, 20 feet away. And they come to Westrich, too tall for the too tall guy.
Bonduel has 3 triples to start this game, and Roncalli, you see them starting to play out a little bit. A couple more made shots, and Westrich is going to get a couple more looks.
There's Cowley will settle the offense. Inside look there for Jorgensen, and Johnson calls the timeout with the ball on the floor. Yes. They're giving him the time. They are. 30-second timeout on the floor. Roncalli leads Bonduel 15-11 on Zaleski Sports.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Next one we will. And we're back here at Bonduel. Arizona Admissions Department has checked in already. Wiesenberg for Bonduel. Wiesenberg. Okay, as we see the Jets cheerleaders getting the crowd whipped into a frenzy. With 4-point lead for the Jets. Dan, what do the Jets need to keep doing here in the first half?
Break the pressure, get into transition, get easy buckets. Settling for jumpers, but they don't have the size advantage. So either you're going to have to make outside jumpers, or you're going to have to beat Bonduel down the court. And Bonduel, by pressing, is going to give them that opportunity. Coach
Josh Erickson happy with how likely happy with how his team has handled Ryan Westrick so far, and that's what Coach Coppo is hoping he can turn around, is get his some touches down low.
He's out of the game now, and he was laboring a little bit, tired. So let's see how Roncalli plays the second string.
Okay, Carter Mosch comes back in for the Bears as they weave up top. Wiesenberg now dribbles, cut off there on the baseline, and a near steal. Got his dribble back if he wanted it, didn't take it. Here's Roberts down low. Outside now, 3 for Johnson. That off back iron, no good, and Donnie Cowley with the rebound. Frozina quickly down the floor. Cowley straight on 3. That no good. Johnson will chase down another rebound.
Coach will take wide open jumpers from the top of the key all night.
Here's Anvilink turning on the low block and hitting. You know, it's nice you play on your home floor, you're able to hit that shot in gym class, and you come out here and hit it too.
Yeah, a little friendly home rim for the Bears.
Well, you know the sweet spot on that rim.
Magnets. How do they work?
Here's Cowley, kick out, 3 on the way to Jorgensen, splash. Junior Aiden Jorgensen hits from the corner.
4 triples for the Jets earlier.
Wiesenberg on the take, he's fouled by Frozina, and we're going to see a couple of free throws coming up for Quinn Wiesenberg.
2 on Frozina.
2 already. What will Coach Erickson do with just over 9 to play? We're still in quarter 1 here technically. It looks like he's going to get Frozina out. 2 Jets ready to come in after this first free throw. And Wiesenberg hits. Thank you, Kim, for watching and for keeping us on the straight and narrow. So both Frozina and Jorgensen check out. Gulseth in, and Dominic Thiele comes in for the first time tonight for the Jets. And the big man coming back in for the Bears, Ryan Westrick, back in the game.
We should have more of these late season Wednesday night games because the tension's palpable here.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of electricity in this gym. Not enough seats for people.
Nope, standing room only. We knew that was going to happen. I asked the AD, we weren't even here for 2 minutes yet, and I asked him what was going to happen.
Yeah, and not a huge gym here in Bonduel.
Here's a 3, goes down the hatch for Gulseth. How many threes for the Jets here in this first quarter, Dan?
Yeah.
How many?
5 so far.
5, yeah. Here's a 3 for Johnson. That came up short. Offensive rebound on the other side for Mosch. And that one rims in and out. Another offensive board. Roberts got that one. 3rd chance now, this time down for the Bears. Here's Anvilink just inside the 3-point line, off the backboard, no. And we get another foul. This time it's going to be Sam Roberts to the free throw line.
2 offensive rebounds that trip, and it culminates with a foul going to the line to shoot a pair.
And they give that foul to Landon Holupny. Team foul number 4. First for Halupny, I believe.
Yep.
All right. And Roberts rattles it in and out.
It really feels like Roncalli is controlling this game so far, but it's just a 6-point game.
Well, controlling the game in the tempo and the pace of it.
Yeah.
That's my interpretation as well. Up to the Bears to change that. Here's Halupny, back to Cowley. They play two-man game up top. Back now to Halupny. Up top is Gulseth, over to Cowley. Cowley looks at the baseline. He's followed there by Mosh. And here goes Halupny, 3, got it. That was a couple steps beyond the arc, and he buries it. A 9-point lead for Roncalli here on the road in Bonduel.
6 triples early.
It's a torrid pace. Here's Anvilink fading in the lane. Coach Kopp calls out the defense. Look for something new this time down out of the Bears defensively.
Little 1-2-2.
All right. That's why you're here, Dan. Identify the defense. I see it being called. That's my part of it. 7-point game. Students in front of us cheer enthusiastically for their Bears.
Yeah, making Roncalli think about this a little bit. They've hit 6 triples, so zone is an interesting call here from Bonduel.
Coach Erickson now has called out a different play now that everybody has realized the new defense for the Bears.
They're going to want him to come out of it.
Jets continue to pass the ball around the perimeter in no real hurry, no shot clock in this state of Wisconsin. We would have been near expiration.
Yeah.
We would have been at or near expiration on that clock right now.
Oh, they have shot clock.
They have the capabilities here.
Yeah.
The Jets are happy just to pass around the top of the 1-2-2.
The fans aren't liking this. This is what I'm gathering right now.
Yeah, you got a full house here. They're looking for a good show. And we get a fine exhibition on passing the basketball. It's a 7-point lead for Roncalli. Again, it's the rules that the coaches are dealt, though, so they're playing within the rules. Can't blame anybody for it. There's the inside. They finally go, and they go to Matt Bonin. Just enough to lull the Bears to sleep, apparently. There's Mosh looked inside towards Westrich. They double him there. They front him on this side, and they cover him coming on the weak side, Westrich. Always 2 right nearby, number 5. Anvilink, though, that gives the offensive players, the other 4, some room. Anvilink makes good on that space.
9 of Bonduel's 19. He is single-handedly keeping the Bears in the game right now.
Yeah, they've needed Race. He's been up to the challenge here so far. And shook loose of the 1-2-2 are the Bears. Back into man defense. It's a one-possession trick. There's a strong take. Comes up short for Westenberg, or for Zena. Good defense by Mosh.
Yeah, and the reason why you go zone is Westrich can't guard anybody down there.
There he goes. He got his own offensive rebound. He's a rebounding stat pattern and getting close to 1,000.
Technically 1 shot away.
Technically 1 shot away. For him, likely 2.
Probably 2.
3 points, 2. So he's got 997. Does the junior Ryan Westrich.
You see, Westrich has to guard a guard.
Cowley dribbling all around and through the Bears defense.
And since Westrich has to guard a guard, he's not underneath the basket to help protect the rim.
Westrich will set another screen, and again ignored by Johnson. And nearly thrown into the bench. Mosh saves it. Bears trail by 7. And that will go into the Jets bench, but off the hands of Gulseth. And in is Jurgensen for the Jets. And back in is Wiesenberg.
Timeout
for the Bears, but we won't be able to see them here for a little bit. It's a full timeout on the floor. It is Roncalli 28 and Bonduel 21 on Zaleski Sports.
Mega Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meta Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at metacustom.com.
Are you ready to be immersed in the magic of Disney? To be transported into worlds of wonder? To create memories that will last a lifetime? Disney on Ice presents Into the Magic. Coming soon to your hometown. Get tickets now.
Went to school with him.
And back here to Bonduel as the Roncalli Jets lead 28-21. Dan, I think that was a Jets timeout.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
So you see the chess match is happening right now because you want Westrick on the floor, obviously because he's going to be your number one go-to scorer underneath the basket, especially against a smaller team. But on the flip side, he's really having a hard time guarding the small guys, right? And Roncalli's doing a really good job of running his guy outside the perimeter, and Bonduel's not switching. Ideally, you want to switch so that your big guy is underneath the basket to protect it.
During that timeout, remember the Jets lost a contact lens. They're looking for some contact solution, and we get an offensive foul on Ryan Westrick.
It's a tough call.
So that call may be influenced by the size of Westrick. Okay.
Yeah, it's just tough because he didn't lean into him. He kind of went up for the shot.
Okay.
He just twice the size of the defender.
Most officials are going to probably say, well, he initiated the contact. Now, does contact mean a foul? And then the conversation goes from there. Here's Cowley on the outside. Left open, will launch Jurgensen. And the Bonduel students are going to have a fun time with that.
They're just helping, they're just instructing Roncalli on that
Yeah,
shot.
here's what you could do better next time.
Yeah. A very positive experience for him.
Under 4 to play here in the first half. Been an entertaining one. Anvilink spins, picks up his dribble. 3 on the way from Maish. Comes up just a bit short. Rebound ripped down by Golseth. Bonin gives off now to Jurgensen. Over to Cowley. There's Cowley with Carter Maish having a look and following now Donnie Cowley.
This game's really slowed down.
Cowley on the crossover. Hit it. Donovan Cowley with a highlight reel three-pointer.
He's special.
Yeah. Here's Johnson. Came up a bit too strong. Cowley was one of the ones who was talking to us before the game, right? They were excited to have us here. These Jets were.
A little bit of a bump on the drive. I'm a little surprised the whistle wasn't blown.
10-point Jets lead with the ball. Shot fake by Bonin. Now Halupny. Maish, or that was actually Wiesenberg. Good closeout on Halupny. Halupny gets it back. Didn't want it. Halupny said, hey, listen, dude, that's not our play. You got to have this ball. Good communication.
Just really well-disciplined Jet team.
Cowley makes his move, step in. Oh, man. Swishes hand and flexes on him.
10 for Cowley.
He did. He showed off the pipes on his way back.
I'll tell you what, there are a lot of places that we see most Tuesday and Friday nights where that's a travel.
Yeah, well, it's not.
It's not a travel.
That was not a travel. And it never is.
Shouldn't be.
No. There, 3, step back for Maish. Swirls down the drain for the sophomore, Carter Maish.
Bears needed that.
Yeah, they were in the midst of a long dry spell. Now with just over 90 seconds to play before the half. Roncalli, no doubt, is going to take a halftime lead, but the Bears want to limit that and dig into it here a bit. Starts on the defensive end. Here's a 3 launched by Jurgensen, and he holds up the 3 of the students. He says, listen, I appreciate the feedback on my last attempt. How'd you like that one? And they had nothing to say. They call it the silencer, right? Here's Maish, almost the same spot. Same result for Carter. Still a 9-point game, under a minute left here in the half. Cheerleaders running to position for their halftime show, most likely. Handoff to Cowley and off his foot, out of bounds. Big defense there by the Bears. You know, I talked to Coach Duke Kopp, Bonduel Bears head coach, before the game. I said, Coach, you know, aside from the, you know, what the scoreboard might look like these first few minutes, how will we know things are going according to plan? The short answer I'll give is it hasn't gone according to plan for Coach Kopp. He wanted to be able to hit shots from the outside. That's happened sporadically, a couple here in the last few minutes, but never in it, you know, was there a 5-minute dry spell in there, and that'll have to get worked out at the halftime. The final 30 seconds here of the half. Here's Maish in the lane, gives off to Wiesenberg. He hits a three, and that spot is hot over there.
3 in a row for the Bears.
Just a 6-point game now. I said a minute ago, Bears, their goal here was to just dig into the deficit. They weren't able to get it all. They have to dig into it, and there's a big foul, mainly on Westrick because of where it happened on the floor. And it is the second, but Dan, more so for me where it happened on the floor.
Well, you don't want him to get momentum down towards the basket, especially late in the half. But you definitely didn't want to get a foul, and now he has to come out of the game because you don't want a cheap third one.
Yep, so Roberts comes in with 18 seconds left. And you figure the Jets, the way they've been able to put on a fine dribbling and passing display at moments here, they're going to take the final shot here of this half, and they will. Final 5 seconds here of the first half. Here's Cowley. Cowley on Anvilink, rises and didn't hit, and the buzzer sounds. And our first half has come to a finish. Both sides come to their feet and give a round of applause for their teams as the Jets and the Bears head to the half. Roncalli leads by 6 on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Nate Bargatze.
It's a lot to have 2 dogs because you gotta open the back door and let 2 dogs out.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Fiserv Forum, July 24th and 25th. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com.
The best bulls in the world have come to town. For bull riders, 8 seconds can make them a champion or nothing. It's bull time. Milwaukee, get your tickets now at PBR.com/tickets or Ticketmaster.
Yeah, and you think about all the different techniques he's got to have in his repertoire, right? All the arrows in his quiver, and he's got all of them here today.
I mean, medium well. Do you want it rare? Special orders, pickles, no pickles, ketchup, no ketchup.
You know, what we're seeing here, Paul, the spatula control is unreal.
Yeah, it's one of those deals where he's got absolutely no beef. He's just focused on doing his job. Yeah, I mean, without these cooks, everyone would just truly be fried.
And we are back here at Bonduel halftime as the visiting Roncalli Jets lead 36-30 at the half. And again, for those that are unaware how this one happened, we had a cancellation a couple weeks ago. And both teams looking for a high-quality contest. And I'd say, Dan, at 36-30, we found a high-quality contest here tonight. It's number 1 Bonduel in Division 4, number 2 Roncalli in Division 4 as they go head-to-head. But I think we found a good one here.
Yeah, I think that Roncalli has really shown some mettle coming into this really raucous gym. And they controlled a lot of this first half. Yeah. They took Bonduel's game plan, made them have to throw it away. And they're a little bit faster, they're a step faster than Bonduel. Shooting on both sides has been really impressive, especially on the Roncalli side. They've never shot in this gym before. Just a lot of athletes.
Yeah, Roncalli really, as I look back on it, I made mention of this, but they really set the pace and they set the tempo, and they've made Bonduel now chase for most of this first half, and when the second half starts, it'll still be Bonduel needing to chase the Jets, and that's a big advantage being the road team to have that what now is a 6-point leg up. The mission was obviously to get Westrick involved and get him involved early. That hasn't happened. We'll go through some scoring after our next commercial break. But how do you get the big guy on track in the second half, knowing now what Roncalli is going to do?
Well, the closer that this game gets, the more that Bonduel is going to need their big guy, right? And even though Bonduel has made a lot of three-pointers, I haven't counted, almost like 6 or 7 so far, they still are not going out to defend it. They always have somebody in front and behind the big guy. Even if it means that a shooter's open, they're willing to give it up.
Yeah, so that means Coach Josh Erickson came in, and part of his plan now is being unveiled, where the plan is the 6'6" Ryan Westrick is not going to beat us tonight. If you outshoot us, that's fine, because we got shooters too, but if you outshoot us, then we're just going to deal with it. That's kind of what it looks like part of the plan has been.
Yeah, but as the game gets closer, and I think it will get closer, right? Bonduel's going to make some changes coming out here second half. I think that as the game gets closer, you can't give up threes, right? Because if you're tied or you're down 1 or you're up 1, a 3 makes it a 2-possession game. You're going to have to go out there. You're going to have to go cover them.
All right, we'll have some first half scoring here in just a bit as we return to the Bonduel Bears gym in just a couple of minutes on Zaleski Sports. Paul, what we're looking for today first is that basic shopper, the one that's going to go for fruit that's in season right now, because those are the easy picks, the raspberry, the strawberry, the blueberry. But the experts, the one who are going to get the job done today and shine bright on a day like today, those are the ones shopping for the mangoes.
And when you think about vegetables at the grocery store, really there's a lot at stake, because at this point your next stop is the meat market. You don't want to be chicken when you go ahead and pick out your vegetables. You got to make sure you got the right pairing.
When you double clutch on your list, that's when things quickly spiral out of control.
A nice controlled turn, and here comes the pontoon. What a boat!
I don't know that you can have a better activity today than the pontoon through this event. I said this is a world-class event. That was a world-class trailering of that pontoon right there.
Now we've got the green arrow, so now you got a little bit of a U-turn! Oh my goodness!
U-turn? You gotta be kidding me!
It's a broadcaster's dream, because we're literally in the middle of a crossing pattern.
Born for this. Game time, frame of mind, got you on defense. I can't wait, no points, never on the fence. You're not just the best, but the best that you ever seen. You're not just the best, but the best that you ever seen. You're not just the best, but the best that you ever seen.
At Abbey Bank, we know everyone has their strengths. Our bankers may excel in numbers, but can they score on the court?
Maybe you guys should stick to what you're good at. Banking.
And that's exactly what we do. At Abbey Bank, we stick to what we do best, making banking about you.
Find an Abbey Bank location near you by visiting abbeybank.com.
Abbey Bank, where we make banking about you.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
And back here to Bonduel, we are getting closer to Dan Ross winning tonight's 50-50, but they are still selling tickets at the table.
A lot of tickets. Stop selling them.
This could be a $1,000 pot.
It could be.
Could very well be. As all the tickets are here as the Bonduel Bears come back on the floor. And with that, Dan, let's go through some first half scoring. You've got Bonduel up. Go ahead. Go through Bonduel Bears first half scores.
All right. 3 triples for Quinn Wiesenberg. 11 points. 2 of 2 at the free throw line as well. He's having a heck of a first half. 9 points for Race Envelink. 6 points for Carter Mesh. And 4 for the big guy, Ryan Westbrick. 3 points from 1,000.
3 points from 1,000. We had a 1,000-point score on last night in Stevens Point's Jada Soyber. All right, take us through the Roncalli Jets first half scoring.
A little bit more balanced. Not as deep of a team, I don't think, is Roncalli compared to Bonduel. We haven't seen the top half of this roster even play so far. 10 points for Donovan Cowley. He's a heck of a player.
Yeah, he's been fun to watch.
Yeah. 7 points for Maddox Gulset. 6 points apiece for Aiden Jurgensen and Landon Halupny. 5 points for Frozina, who was in foul trouble a lot of that first half. And 2 points for Bonin.
Yeah, Matt Bonin.
No free throws for Roncalli.
No. What was the free throw count for Bonduel in the first half?
2 for 2.
2 for 2. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty good. All one guy.
No, actually 2 for 4.
2 for 4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. All right. Well, let's do this. Let's step aside just for 30 seconds. We'll have second half basketball right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Mega Custom Apparel, your local source for quality, custom decorated clothing and products. Discover a wide range of products from corporate casual wear to team uniforms, promotional items, sporting goods, and awards. Don't settle for less. With our in-house production, we will make your name or event stand out with custom sports jerseys, branded cooler bags, and personalized can coolers. Celebrate team success with custom awards and promotional items. At Meda Custom Apparel, we put your brand first. Explore your options today at medacustom.com.
Yeah! Lil Jon.
Lil Jon with the fame of Ursher, as I think Lil Jon says that, Ursher.
Something you probably don't know.
Yeah.
It's the most played song of the decade in 2000s.
No kidding.
The aughts.
It's a great song. I mean, if you're at midnight at the club, this came on, you went bonkers. You did.
Everybody did.
Just went bonkers when this one came on.
It wasn't just the Zimas.
I can still taste it in my mouth.
I can't do it. It's not great.
No, it's horrible. Both Usher and Lil Wayne, best rapper alive, by the way, excluded from the Super Bowl in New Orleans residents, but didn't get to participate musically in the Super Bowl. So I don't know. Make what you want of that. Guy from Inglewood, California was the headliner.
I meant to ask you, I was going to ask you during the weekly show that we did just before, what did you think about the SNL special?
I liked it.
I did too. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I watched in the 90s, and there were still enough of those people that were in and into the Will Ferrell era, and then as Will left, I left. So I don't know, whatever that might have been, 2002 or something. All right, second half basketball underway. Dump into Colley. Colley goes up left hand, and right where he left off in the first half. Donovan Cowley.
Interesting. He had a size mismatch, went right to the basket.
Envelink can't answer back. Westrick fights for the rebound, but pulled away by Dominic Frozina. As Dustin says, it's a big second half coming for Bonduel.
Yeah, Roncalli's coach immediately said, slow it down.
Yeah, and they've showed that they can possess the ball for long stretches. And at this point on the road with an 8-point lead, maybe one strategy is to shorten the game. Maybe. Here's a runner, and good for Halupny.
I tell you what, that's a YMCA move right there.
You liked it?
Yeah, he's got a good future.
Yeah, if post-high school doesn't work out, he can play pickup basketball anytime he wants. Here's Envelink in the corner on the swing. That came up too strong. Wiesenberg, though, on the rebound. That shot too strong. A couple of chances there for the Bears, both off the mark.
Yeah, good extra pass, just didn't hit the shot.
Bounced here to Halupny. And we'll take again a look at Roncalli and how quick or not they want to attack. Cowley works on Envelink, now turns in the lane and picked up his pivot foot.
Really feel like if Roncalli scored there, he had to take a timeout.
Some of the members of the girls basketball team down here, and they were getting ready to run on the floor to make sure that travel was called. They were pretty passionate about it.
How is Bonduel going to get Westrick involved?
Well, here's Fader. Came up off the mark for Wiesenberg. It looked like they were gonna try to set some screens down low for each other down there and get him free. Well, that did not pan out. Good. Give credit again to the Jets defensively. Just sticking with it down there.
I just don't think a 16-foot fadeaway is what the Bears need.
No, I don't think it's what was called, but as the play just didn't develop like they had drew it up.
Credit to Roncalli. They've taken the Bears out of their game plan.
Yep, Jim has gone a little bit quiet here inside. Bonin. Matt Bonin right down the lane. 12-point lead for the Jets. It was 6 at the half, Dan. Already a 12-point margin for Roncalli. Bears have not found the bottom of the net yet here in this second half. Anvilink. Yeah, they look, and again, it's the same defensive look for the Jets.
There it is. Give it to him.
I missed it. Help side came late, but didn't get it to Westrick. Dribbling through as Wiesenberg got it poked away. Here comes
some showtime.
Colley on the run, and he got it blocked by Anvilink. The defense there for Race Anvilink flew down the floor.
This is going to go nuts here.
And in and out. Bears just can't buy a shot here. We're 3.5 into the second half. Still not on the scoreboard in the second.
Now Roncalli wants to slow it back down.
Of course, yeah.
Keep it under control.
There's Colley. He backs down Anvilink, and as Westrick left his spot, it was given to Frozina. Westrick had to come back and came in late and picks up his third foul.
I don't think you can take him out, though.
To talk about that, though, Dan, right? He went to help, and as he did, Frozina became the cutter. That was the guy he left.
Yep.
And ends up in a foul.
Yeah, they're well coached.
And they will come and get Westrick here. Frozina hits the free throw. Roberts is going to come in for Westrick. So 3 fouls into the bench. Bears still haven't scored in the second half.
I'll tell you what, Bonduel's in our local sectional for those who don't follow Zaleski sports as much as lots do. Central Wisconsin, Iola, Scandinavia, some of these other Division 4 teams like Stratford, Auburndale, Marathon, giving a little bit of a blueprint about maybe how you attack this Bonduel team.
Got to have the personnel, though. That's the main thing. Near turnovers, that one off the right shoe of Johnson. To Wiesenberg there to pick it up. Back to Johnson. He works on Bonin. Pass in the corner. Here's Wiesenberg. 3, that off the mark. Roberts couldn't corral the loose ball, and it's going to be Jets basketball. The Jets have started the second half on an 8-0 run, Dan Ross.
Yeah, and the Jets are giving up that corner 3. It's not a real high percentage shot. And it also prevents the big guys underneath from being able to rebound because that ball's either going to come back at you or it's going to go off the other side, not in the paint.
Stepping out here is Frozina. Colley as Maish took a run at him. Colley dribbling, crossing over to the rack. Donovan Colley having a game here tonight.
What year is he?
Colley is a junior. He's playing like a 6th-year senior out here tonight. And taken away by Halupny. Bears are in some trouble here, Dan.
Yep.
16-point lead for the Road Jets.
They haven't scored this half, have they?
They have not. 10-0 run for Roncalli, and will again wear some of this clock out.
Almost 5.5 minutes in the second half.
Colley, why not for Donovan Colley? And there he is, a full timeout for Coach Kopp and the Bears. The Jets greet their 5 on the floor as they head to the timeout. They lead by 19. on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted local affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Are you ready to be immersed in the magic of Disney? To be transported into worlds of wonder? To create memories that will last a lifetime? Disney on Ice presents Into the Magic, coming soon to your hometown. Get tickets now.
And back here in Bonduel, 12:32 to play in the half, and it's been a 13-0 run for the visiting Jets to start this second half. And Dan and I spent some of that halftime explaining, how Bonduel would get back into it. They only trailed by 6 at the halftime break. A big job ahead now for the Bears.
Yeah, and it's probably not going to be just bombing threes and hoping to get back into it. You're going to have to chip into it little by little. Attack the basket. You have to attack off the dribble.
Okay, see what the Bears and Coach Kopp drew up in the break. And the draw up, Dan, has got to be a 5-minute plan. It's not a one-possession plan. It's got to be here's our next 5 minutes of what it looks like. And a shot finally falls for the Bears in Quinn Wiesenberg. Students come to their feet. They've been waiting 6 minutes to rise up here in the second half.
See a little bit more pressure by Bonduel here in the half court. You can't let them dribble the clock out.
There's Holupny. Looks over the top of Wiesenberg. Now Cowley. Cowley makes his move, reaches around, and
contact.
Ball still loose, picked up by Cade Johnson.
He was definitely fouled on that drive.
So here's Wiesenberg now. Wiesenberg in lane and came up short.
Again, 14, 15, 16-foot jumpers.
Well, and a 16-foot jumper moving away from the rim at the same time. But that's what's available. And again, it's, Roncalli defense has been what it's needed to be here tonight.
And Bonduel plays in the CWC East. They don't see teams like Roncalli very often. But a really good test. It's a really good schedule.
Yeah, and I talked to Coach Kopp about that. We both agreed, that both teams were going to get a lot out of this. And what are we missing as we want to make a playoff run? And that's being found out here tonight on both sides. Here's Bonin. Kind of hesitated in the air, kind of levitated, floated, but Roberts comes down with the rebound. Johnson needs some help out here. Gets it off. Inside to Anvilink. Anvilink fading away and got that one to tip over the front of the rim and down. Just the second bucket of this second half for the Bears.
It's a good timeout.
Yep, timeout Jets. They were getting bottled up in the backcourt. 10-17 to play when we come back on Zaleski Sports. And back here to Bonduel, again, Roncalli comes in 19-1, the one loss to Milwaukee Public School, a Division I school earlier in the season. Bonduel 20-0, and a 15-point lead, though, for the Jets, so you begin to think about maybe that Bears 20-win streak coming to an end. Still plenty of time. Now, you're at home. You can find 15 points at home.
Absolutely.
And a high-performing group like the Bears are.
Now again, Westrick is back in the game, but he can't be guarding guys 25 feet from the rim. He's going to get beat to the basket.
Yeah, he was in chase mode there. He comes out in Frozina. They get him out of the middle. And here goes Westrick again.
Yeah, just blow by here.
Keep an eye on him. It's a fun matchup to watch. Now Westrick's going to have to get back as he hedged on Zuliger.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, he
number 4.
hedged on Thiele, my apologies. And inside with the bucket is Holupny.
Yep, no rim protector. Basketball's a simple game, Mr. Zaleski.
Simply explained anyway. Ball on the floor, diving for it is everybody. And we're going to have a jump ball.
They have to call a foul.
They have called a foul, haven't they?
Yep.
On Roncalli.
Looked like Westrick was in a chicken wing underneath the pile.
Foul gets assessed to Jurgensen. That's his first. And it's an interesting scenario there.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to call Westrick.
So under the basket, Westrick gets called off the ball. And that is number 4.
He just pushed.
Yep, and you for sure can't take him out now.
No.
17-point game. Got to have him on the defensive end in particular.
Honestly, at this point, I would just let Roncalli shoot. Just put Westrick in the paint.
Well, he's going to come out and play regular defense there. He's getting ready to hedge on another screen. So they will keep Westrick in the jackpot. Some people refer to that word like that. Final quarter here tonight underway. 17-point lead for Roncalli. Here's Cowley. Cowley leading, rolling, and offensive foul.
Tough call.
That was a tough call. Cowley will go back and get ready on the defensive end. Coach Erickson asking for an additional explanation on the call.
That might have been one of those calls where we just called a fourth on their stud.
There's Westrick turning inside and hitting. 1 point. He's got 9.99, Dan.
Yep.
See if they can keep him in the game long enough to get that 1,000th point.
I don't want to go home on 9.99.
No, nobody does. Brady doesn't. He's shaking his head no. It's one of the reasons we showed up today. By the way, Jason Zaleski here, Dan Ross to my left, Braden Bullis on the 1s and 2s, scritching and scratching. Here's 3 for Bonin is good. Hit the straight on 3, did Matt Bonin. 18-point lead, 8 minutes to play. Here's Anvilink probing on the inside.
You see Westrick pull up for 3. There it is!
Westrick turns in the lane, couldn't get it to go. Jumping on bodies. Everybody's on the floor under the basket. Shot is no good. Quickly come the Jets. Open. Jurgensen couldn't get it to go. Westrick with the rebound. He's had nearly as many rebounds as points tonight. Here's a quick 3 for Maish. That off the mark. Cowley with the rebound. Pace getting a little frantic here. The Bears just can't get fired up offensively here in this second half. Ball fake, working around Westrick that time is Golseth. 20-point Roncalli lead.
Yeah, and Westrick can't challenge him.
No.
Now with 4 fouls.
Here's Johnson, crossover. Got stopped by Frozina. Here's Anvilink on the motion. That came up short. And we're going to get a foul on the reach. That's going to go on Carter Maish. Quinn Wiesenberg back in the game for the Bears as Sam Roberts heads out. Aiden Jurgensen will take a break for the Jets as well. The Bears going to try to trap here, create a turnover. All the Jets got to do, Dan, is just pass over the top of it. And the clock continues to run. In the corner, freed up for 3, Maddox Golseth. No. Westrick with the rebound. Here comes the big fella running down the floor. Gives it to Maish.
Now give it to him.
And Westrick Out of bounds to the Jets.
They had it, just pass was just led them a little bit too far. But that's what they have to do, right? You seal on the weak side, pass it, skip it, attack the basket. It was there.
Time certainly a factor now with a 20-point lead on the scoreboard. Jets very happy, again, just to pass the ball around the perimeter. Here's a shot from the free throw line by Gulseth is off the mark. Rebound ran down by Maish. Bears, again, looking for, they've had 6 points all half here, Dan. They need to get points now in a hurry. Here's Anvilink will pull up. 3 is good. So Race Anvilink doing what he can.
I tell you what, Roncalli is going to give everybody in Division 4 a really tough time.
It's Cowley in the lane. Bonin thought about the 3 and tucked it back in his pocket wisely. Holupny. And the Jets, to this Bears pressure, cool, calm, and collected are Roncalli.
Talking to the coaches before the game, came very confident coming into this one. The coaches know.
Here goes Bonin. He takes it on Westrick and hits. You know, the Bears are looking for a comeback, Dan. Of course, you got to score when you come down on this side, but you know, with under 5 to play, you really can't let up points. And been giving up points to these Jets. It's all part of a comeback recipe. Here it is, 3 on the way is good! And Ryan Westrick hits 1,000 on his career from distance. How about that, Dan?
Love to see it. Big moment for the big guy.
Congratulations, Ryan Westrick. Over 1,000 points on his career. Now, congratulations again to Ryan. 1,002 and counting.
That's right.
What a scene here.
Maybe he should have been shooting 3s all night.
Maybe. Maybe, if they're going to rattle down like that. I'm not sure yet that it's going to be in a winning effort, as they have a video tribute going on the video board for Ryan. Not sure, Dan, it's on the winning side of it, so some mixed emotions likely for the junior Ryan Westrick here tonight. He's kind of walked a tightrope with the 4 fouls as well over the last 5 or 6 minutes of game time. Yeah, somebody might have won a 50-50, but I tell you, the numbers are hard to hear when the gym is roaring.
Put it on the board.
It was an interesting time to call out the 50-50.
Do it quick as the game's going on.
Yeah, right. Passed it in the corner to Frozina. And again, these Jets are very content to pass the ball around here. They go 4 corners now officially. Here's Bonin. Didn't want to wait anymore. He's like, I'm all about that action, boss. He's got his chickens and his mentals right. He's all about that action. Here's Anvilink pulling up and couldn't get the home rims that time to come through. We're going to get a foul on Frozina under the basket as he and Sam Roberts battled for the rebound. Actually, they're going to call that on Holupny. Frozina gave the look like, man, I can't believe they called that foul on me, but actually goes on his buddy Landon Holupny instead. His second. Goes Johnson working around Cowley and makes a count. First points tonight for Johnson?
Yep.
Yeah.
Good screen. There leads right to a layup.
Here again is Mr. Action Matt Bowman, and taken away by Anvilink. Back come the Bears. Not done yet. Our Bonduel. Anvilink in and out.
Halfway down.
Rebound though tipped to Westrick, and he's fouled on his way up. And Ryan Westrick is going to work on points 1,002 and 1,003 from the free throw line. It's not a prediction. He's going to work on them.
Yeah. Still has a couple of games to get to 2,000, right?
Yeah, a few. Okay, 1,001. Looking for 1,002.
He's got 1,002.
Okay. Fans called a shot.
Well, he's going for 1,003.
Okay, there you go.
There you go.
Just over 3 minutes to play. And against the four-corner offense, Dan, Bears need to come up with stops. It's really tough, though, right now. Here's Bonin. Lets the flyby go by and hits.
Bonduel has not been able to stop that high screen with the cutter coming right down the paint.
And the overrated chant comes from the Roncalli students as they talk about the Bonduel Bears' #1 ranking in Division 4. Kuisenberg comes up empty. Here's action. Bonin to the rack. And blocked by Kuisenberg. Halupny got it blocked by Anvilink, but Race stepped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Jets.
It was very close to a goaltend. I don't know if it had hit the rim or the backboard yet, but it was close.
Well, the Jets will keep the ball and inbound. Just under 2.5 left to play. By the way, when this one's done, we are not done. We will be on the floor. I will be on the floor talking to our winning coach and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game. We'll see what coach and player have to say about the big win here tonight.
I think Cowley deserves it tonight.
And he's
but
certainly,
it's up to you.
He's put himself in that mix,
You're the
hasn't he?
owner of the shop.
Yeah, well, parts. The real owner's at home watching the Kardashians. Westrick, here it is to Wiesenberg. He hits.
Give him an assist.
Yeah, he's a stat stuffer tonight. And there's foul number 5 for Westrick.
Let's see what the Roncalli student section thinks about this as he picks up his 5th.
Well, I don't think they know yet.
They say it's his 4th. No.
Yeah, it's his 5th. Yeah. Number 5, the Jets fans didn't know, or at least the students didn't know, so nothing to worry there. Cowley, and one! Puts the exclamation points on this one tonight for the Roncalli Jets.
Going to the line to hit 20. He's been good.
Yeah, that's worth an interview, right? 20 points?
He's been good.
In a 1 versus 2 matchup?
Yeah, and even more than just the 20 points, he has controlled the game on both ends of the floor. Really impressive kid.
The old-fashioned "I believe that we will win" chant about to rip from the Roncalli kids that made the trip over from the Eastern Shore.
Obvious. This could have been 7 minutes ago.
So you're saying they should have had more guts? Okay, here's Johnson in the lane. Boy, that rattled in and out. Bears have had a tough go of it scoring here in the second half, and that layup attempt there, the runner from Johnson just kind of exemplifies it, defines it really. Inside on the feed from Halupny is Jurgensen.
This Roncalli team is stacked.
And the bench will empty, has emptied for the Bears, and the Jets will return the favor in kind on the next dead ball. We'll get 10 new basketball players on the floor, under 1 to play, and we're going to call a timeout here. Are they going to let them take the timeout, or are we just going to substitution timeout? We'll keep it here. All right, so you got to give it one of these here, just the substitution timeout. Keep this game moving. But a full standing ovation from the folks that made their way over from Manitowoc here tonight
That's a long trip.
Cheering well for the Roncalli Jets.
Manitowoc to Bonduel. I bet you a lot of the kids had no idea where Bonduel was.
And one studio host from Madison also doesn't know.
Bonduel.
Yeah.
Live from Bonduel.
Man, oh man. Okay, and yeah, you know what? Oh. There's a three coming off the bench. You better believe it for Carter Kilbride.
He's been waiting all game to shoot that.
I was figuring it's got to be about 2 hours. I have no real information. It's just a guess to over to Manitowoc in a car, probably longer on a bus. And about half of the parents or the folks from town just left. They want to get a head start on that 2-hour drive back.
I think it's about 2.5 hours from Wausau, so 2 hours sounds about right.
Okay. Especially on a bus.
Yeah.
Especially on the bus. But on the bus, there's probably a stop at the Wisconsin Everyday Store Quick Trip. And there's a shot there just off the mark for Cody Schrader. Taken away by Beckett Hartlebon. Roncalli students belt out the school song. 20 seconds left. That shot off the mark from Griffin Ullman. Again, our Merrill Steel post-game show will begin shortly. Post-game interviews will happen with Coach Josh Erickson and Donovan Cowley, so long as Coach agrees to it all. But the buzzer has hit, and the Roncalli Jets come in, and they take one from the number 1 ranked Bonduel Bears, 70-48. Your final score. That's a big one, Dan, come seed math on Sunday. A big, nice boost. I won't say big. A nice boost for Roncalli. Bonduel will not, by my math and the math that we know, they're not going to lose their seed position.
Roncalli was already a 1 seed. Bonduel was a 1 seed.
Yep. So cementing it for the Jets, and Bonduel will head out from here.
You know what?
Yeah.
This is a good game for Bonduel, right?
Yeah, great game.
You're undefeated all year. It goes to your head a little bit. I'm not saying that that's happened with this team, but there's nothing wrong with playing a really good team and understanding where your weaknesses are, and hopefully it fuels the fire for the Bears.
Yeah, give yourself some teaching moments. Finally at film study, we can show you a bunch of stuff that didn't go quite well enough.
Yes.
And resulted in the loss. Again, your final score, Roncalli 70, Bonduel 48. We'll hear this from Merrill Steel, and then I will be on the floor with Roncalli head coach Josh Erickson, all after this on Zaleski Sports.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment's notice, we are able to handle and place an entire load onto a trailer for quick delivery to a job site. Finally, the last stage in our process is shipping. Our transit company, Merrill Steel Transit Services, is a wholly owned subsidiary of Merrill Steel Incorporated, consisting of more than 20 state-of-the-art trucks designed for transporting oversized and overweight shipments, along with hundreds of trailers ranging from 48-foot flatbeds to heavy-haul Jeep and booster combinations. We employ only the most highly skilled professional drivers, highly experienced mechanics, and knowledgeable office staff who work as a team to provide cost-effective service in a timely manner. Our shipping fleet is a major reason why we are able to be competitive throughout North America, including the contiguous 48 states, Alaska, and Canada. Thank you for taking the time to learn a little bit about us. We look forward to having you join us in building it big.
Steele post-game show. Coach, mission number 1 was to win the game tonight. You did that. What was mission number 2 coming into Bonduel tonight?
I mean, obviously we just wanted to put on a really good performance, and it meant that we had to defend really well. We knew they had shooters everywhere. We knew they had a big down low. So it really was about playing our best ball and seeing if our best ball was good enough to come out with a win. And I thought we played really, really good basketball. We had to play our best, because if we didn't play our best, it could have very easily been the other way.
You led by as many as 11 in the first half. They cut it to 6. You go on a 13-0 run to start the second half. What did you tell the guys in the second half that led to that?
I think the biggest thing was we saw what happened. 2 possessions right before the half, they come down, hit 2 easy threes. We couldn't let that happen. So we defended the perimeter. I thought we made it difficult for them to get the ball inside to Westrick. We knew what a difference maker he is in their entire offense. And then we just needed to defend threes and make every shot for them contested. We gave them a lot of open looks in the first half, and we took a lot of those away in the second half.
Lastly, Coach, just tell us about the job your guys did in a hostile road environment here, and what kind of confidence that gives you come postseason time.
It's maturity from top to bottom. I mean, we have guys that aren't even in this game that are helping us prepare. It's a quick turnaround, so we have very little time to prepare. But it shows maturity that we're able to play back-to-back games, and you schedule back-to-back games because they happen inevitably in the playoffs. So you have to play. We played a tough conference game yesterday. We come in and play a tougher game even tonight. So it's a good experience for the guys.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
All right, we'll bring in our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game, Donovan Colley. You were able to make work in this game right away, whether inside, outside. What was it offensively that you were able to get in the flow right away?
Honestly, it was just focusing. I mean, my teammates getting me open. There's a game plan. We stuck together. We know we play unselfish, so my teammates playing unselfish, me playing unselfish led to a good offense attack tonight.
This game wasn't on the schedule at the start of the season, but if you're like me when I was in high school, I didn't know who we were playing next anyway. So, the bus ride over, what are you and the guys thinking about? What are you guys talking about to get ready for this one?
I mean, really, it's just another game. I mean, we take everyone seriously. We prepare for everyone, very in-depth. So we knew we had a tough team tonight, back-to-back as well. So we came here, we're always locked in, and tonight it showed we played together. So that's what we always focus on doing.
Confidence and rhythm is big for a shooter. Confidence and rhythm is big for a team. You guys have now run off a bunch. You mentioned the big win last night. What's left to work on for you and the guys?
Just keep staying together. I mean, we got a close group, and it will continue to. We just continue to grow. That's what we got to keep doing. Staying together, playing unselfish, and we just gotta. Our goal is to make a postseason run. So that's what we got to do. That's what we're here for, and that's what we got to keep doing.
All right, I'll give you the microphone. We're going to do some highlights later on. So you're the player of the game. What you'll do is you'll look right in the camera. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1. You say I'm Donovan Colley and I'm in the house.
All right, sounds good.
3, 2, 1.
I'm Donovan Colley and I'm in the house.
Congratulations on a good win. We'll see you down the road, all right? All right, get home safe. All right, guys, that'll do it from here. Dan Ross coordinating our postgame. Jason Zaleski here and Braden Bullis up top. Highlights of this will be on Facebook, Zaleski Sports Wisconsin, sometime later tomorrow. We'll see you then. Have a good night, everybody.